Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Credit where credit is due. Trudeau Liberals blessed Kinder Morgan 7 months after NEB approval. Flashback to Northern Gateway approved over 2 years ago. But not everyone is celebrating. Vancouver's Gregor Robertson called it a huge step backward for the economy, environment, and for climate change, while he used the terms fraudulent, ugly, and insurrection in reference to his position that pipelines should never get built. To the Minister of Energy, to the rhythm of NDP chest beating, will you commit to Albertans when we will see shovels in the ground?
Minister of Energy.
Thank you for the question, Mr. Speaker. In conversations past with Ian Anderson of Kinder Morgan, I understand shovels will be in the ground within the year.
First supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We'll hold the minister to that timeline. Given Mayor Robertson's steadfast opposition, Elizabeth May's vow to risk jail, and trusted NDP advisors Berman and Mann suggesting protests, lawsuits, and flaunting defiance of the rule of law. Again to the minister, did you not promise to bring our opponents on board with regard to market access through trade in the magical currency of social license?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you for the question, Mr. Speaker. You know, with some of our colleagues elsewhere, I respectfully disagree with some of their stances, but I totally support their right to do so. There's a great deal of people in the middle who love what we're doing and love that we've got the pipeline. There will always be people on the extremes that do that, and if they would wish to protest, I support their right to do that all the way to jail if that's what it takes.
Second supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Always good to have the NDP worldview. Given this government's gloating over pipeline approval, despite a lack of any reasonable expectation of timely construction due to opposition from their friends, and given that Northern Gateway was approved in 2014 only to be killed yesterday by the PM, and given the same foreign-funded groups who managed to block Northern Gateway will now shift protest to Trans Mountain. Again to the minister, how long will this project sit in courts and the lawless court of public opinion before your government accepts that the groups opposing pipelines care not for social license?
Minister of Energy.
Thank you for the question, Mr. Speaker. You know, there's a fundamental difference between the two pipelines. Enbridge did everything they were asked for Northern Gateway, but who failed that process was the Conservative governments who did not do their due diligence. The process for Kinder Morgan is fairly solid, and it may go to court, but if it does, I think there's been a solid consultation. They have done everything right, as has the government.